G. Willikers Batman, looks like Purple ISO 8 is now in the game. We're going to talk about this. It's literally already in the game, so you can go see it on your character screen right now if you want. I'll show you what that looks like before we jump into all the news. It'll be easier to digest it off the website. But if you go into your roster and you grab a character that is ISO level 5, what you could do is you could hit their ISO tab, you could pull it up, and you could actually upgrade it for 500 blue ions, and boom, we could start equipping these crystals. The first thing I want to talk about, we'll talk about it in this setting, is the crystals themselves. Maybe there's no ions for this? Because as you'll see, the ions to infuse is blank, but the crystals are actually there. We're not going to be that fortunate, right? Surely there's going to be ions with this system. Like if I were to upgrade, let's say we'll pick someone who's not ISO level 5. I'm sure we'll find somebody very quickly on this account. Wow, it took a lot longer than I thought. If we were to go to put a crystal on, like you can see the ions to infuse, they're right there. 40 of the regular and then 60 of the blue 4. But then, yeah, we go to somebody who's level 5 and we go ahead and upgrade that. There's no ion cost. Maybe it's just not in the game yet. Or maybe it's just crystals for this new ISO tier, which would be great, because ions are stupid. I think the crystals should be enough, and you just get to equip it. But that's how you can go check it out if you want in-game, guys. There's also the blog that I'm actually going to choose to go over right now. So let me fix the cameras up real quick, and then let's go ahead and pull that blog back up. So, it's alive! Purple ISO 8. Side to Stream's latest discovery is ready for action. Purple ISO 8. The next stage in character customization, the powerful ramp up of power and abilities, giving you the necessary flexibility to adapt a character to a team or game mode role. Purple ISO 8 launches with a level 1 to 3 available for upgrades. No 4 or 5 yet. We'll have more information on levels 4 and 5 down the line, so stay tuned. Here are details on Purple ISO 8. Requirements: characters must be at a minimum of level 85 to equip Purple ISO 8. You'll need T3 level 1 ions, T3 ISO. Okay, so there is ions. Damn it! Damn it! We were so close! ISO 8 crystals to upgrade the characters to Purple ISO 8 levels. Here's a high level overview of the bonuses granted levels 1 through 3. So Striker, 5% damage is actually quite a bit. 15% health is huge. And then deal 5% max health. First of all, Scopely, you're not allowed to put ISO Striker on our PvE enemies. Dark Dimension 8, which we're going to talk about in this video. You're not allowed to put Purple Striker on these fucks, okay? It's not fun when an enemy one-shots you for 1 billion damage. But luckily, we're going to have some ways to circumvent vulnerables that we haven't in the past now. Fortifier, 5% barrier on spawn, nobody cares. 15% health, that's nice. On turn, gain 3% barrier, gain 10% health, and on turn, clear 2 vulnerables for himself. So we got a vulnerable clear on Fortifier. This is great. Fortifier definitely needed something, because Fortifier and Healer, they just don't really feel like ISO classes. They just don't. Even a character like Forge and Spider-Man Peter B. Parker, who you like, they're great healers, but then like Skirmisher, they're actually, or Striker, they're doing interesting things. So it's much better that this is going to be the case. We have more benefits for choosing Fortifier and Healer. Speaking of Healer, 5% active healing, busted for Peter B. Parker, 15% max health, and then when this character uses their ultimate ability, clear 1 vulnerable on self and all allies, 10% max health, and another 5% active healing. This is kind of crazy. So think about like Cabal in Arena. That really, really, really requires that the vulnerable to make you no longer have speed. What if they go in there, say it's an Old Man Logan team, Cabal is trying to shut down Old Man Logan, but all of a sudden you throw in 2099 with Weaver, and you have a super fast character using their ultimate, you make 2099 a healer, which nobody's ready for. He clears that vulnerable from Old Man Logan, who comes in for the assist, and all of a sudden it's off to the races. Like, I can see where sneaky healer situations here can really amplify the theory crafting on the defensive end, and maybe on the offensive end too, but like, just from the Cabal standpoint, how interesting vulnerables can be, that's where it shines the most, right? We got Skirmishers, 15% damage on assists is really nice because they're doing assists. For the triple tap comps, 15% max health is nice, and 50% focus. Hear me out. I think this is another necessary jump in focus because the new stats are coming, right? So our control characters that we need to land their abilities on these new characters like the Ares, the Annihilators, or whoever comes after that, this extra focus might be crucial in them actually landing their control abilities. And then Raider, 5% crit chance, 15% max health, 10% chance to bonus attack, which I believe someone in chat was saying that's 70% now to get that extra bonus attack from Raider, which is huge. And then 30% piercing on the bonus attack. So that's that. People are going to think this is pretty plain. I think, honestly, the kits of new characters are complicated enough that super intricate ISOs might overdo it. I think the introduction of these anti-vulnerable things are really cool. Okay, so Dace here is correcting me. It's not 70%, it's 50% chance of the crit happening, the crit extra damage, Raider extra damage. So that's pretty cool. Like, I know some people, they want something more interesting. They want, like, when a striker hits an ISO, they also hit the adjacent target, or when a Raider crits, it like shatters defense up, or they want more intricate stuff like that from like a super involved player. I get it. I kind of want that too. But I also know people get overwhelmed very quickly. So it's kind of a balancing act to take part in there. But yeah, I don't exactly know how to handle it. You know what? One thing I didn't check about the in-game is the stat jump per ISO we put on. Is it still 2%? It is 2%. 4%, 6%. Okay, so it's only 2% stat jumps. Interesting. Not a huge stat jump, because this looks to be like the next big progression path. So, Purple ISO 8 sources. At launch, you'll find Purple ISO 8 in your wallet, exclusively in event milestones and event store. So, I believe it was Daysher also in the Discord earlier was like, hey, there's a data mine showing that there's going to be an event awarding Purple ISO for, I believe it was Incursion Energy. If I'm not mistaken, Daysher, you can correct me. He's in the chat here. This is going to be heavily paywalled, I believe. If it's only going to be event milestones and the event store, I expect it to be heavily paywalled. These event milestones will be like the end times. There's going to be some for sure in offers, guaranteed, in alliance auctions, for sure. This is going to be paywalled because it's going to be for the next Dark Dimension 8. Who knew Odin Dark Dimension 8? Oh. All right, another realm of woe and opportunity is bursting into existence soon, and like the Dark Dimensions before, Dark Dimension 8 promises to put your roster and strategy to the test. But those who rise victorious will gain a powerful new ally and a mountain of resources. Who is this powerful new ally? It's not Professor X. Why? None other than the All-Father himself, Odin. There's some people that are happy about this. Some people, they feel like Odin is just way too important to be a regular legendary character. Definitely way too important to be just a regular character, even an epic. We were told Professor X was going to be the next one, but then they swapped it out. I don't care that they swapped it out. The suddenness of him coming is interesting. Does this mean that Professor X is no longer coming in March 2025? It doesn't say that. Another Dark Dimension rolling out. It's intriguing, and my question becomes, like, it feels really soon since Mephisto, because it hasn't been nearly a calendar year, right? Mephisto DD7 was launched in March 2024, and we're already getting the next announcement, so unless this is replacing Professor X, it feels really fast. But there's no, we'll get into it. There's no, like, level or gear upgrade. Let's read the rest of this. The might of Asgard awaits your squad, so begin planning your approach. We did mention earlier this year in our Age of X blog that Professor X would be the big reward for the next Dark Dimension. However, our team made a small pivot. It's a big pivot, guys, to accommodate some exciting content coming up. Content coming up that's got to be Battleworld, right? So maybe because Battleworld got pushed, they had to push other stuff, and so they're dropping this in as like a really cool chase for people to do, but hopefully it'll be an expedited chase. We'll have to see where Purple ISO ends up for the free-to-play, I guess. But don't worry, Professor X is still on the way. We'll have more updates in a future blog, so be on the lookout. Yeah, I'm going to be very interested to see if Professor X was moved away from March 2025. We're going to have to figure that out. We'll have more info on the rewards in a future blog, but today we're revealing the trait requirements: City Villain Non-Legendary, City Hero Non-Legendary, Global Hero Non-Legendary, Global Villain Non-Legendary, and Cosmic or Legendary Character. Let's go back in game real quick and let's check out these traits. We'll start with City Villain Non-Legendary. I do believe there is a non-legendary tag. So let's go City Bum ba bum ba bum. Villain. Bum ba bum ba bum. N. Non-legendary. So that's gonna take out like Black Cat, right? And it takes out Green Goblin. Oh, it takes out Green Goblin and it takes out Doc Ock. Oh boy. That's not cool. That's really not cool. This is a very restrictive tag, right? Without the legendary characters. Sorry for the double me. You'll have some Hive Mind characters. You'll have some Superior 6 characters. It's not a good tag, guys. It's not a good tag. Dracula coming. City Villain. Maybe if we were to get like a Morbius rework, that could make it more palatable for sure. But man, it is so... It's so prescriptive on what to build. We did not like Apocalypse because of how prescriptive it was. I don't like City Villain at all. I don't like it at all, Sam I Am. I don't like Green Eggs and Ham. I love Superior 6, so I'll do that for sure, if I happen to get there when this happens. But let's go ahead and let's go check out the heroes now. So let's take the villain part off. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. If we can click this button, and let's go up to heroes. The hero one sounds like it should be better because we'll have like Spider Society, right? Okay, so we'd have Robbie Reyes, Spider Society, more Hive Mind members. Moon Knight, we know he's going to be reworked on a team soon. New Avengers, if you really like war. This one feels a little bit better. Let's go ahead and check out Global. The next one is actually City Villain, City Hero, Global Hero, then Global Villain. So it's interesting how it breaks it down like that. Global Hero, and then non-legendary again, so we don't get confused. Non-legendary, take them out. Oh, Northstar, I can upgrade you? That's crazy. Well, that's actually crazy. Nice. Don't take him. That team is... He's decent plug and play, but that team's... Oof. Black Knight, Weaver, the Extreme Team, Alpha Flight, Captain America. We got some Illuminati members. So Global Hero... Global Hero seems fine. Like Quicksilver would be a good character to have that extra striker on. I'm not too mad about Global Hero. I don't like how prescriptive these tags are. It really makes me wonder how difficult Purple ISO is going to be. So let's check out Global Villain now. Non-legendary. Doesn't say non-mythic. So Apocalypse is mythic. He's not a legendary character. So you can go Apocalypse with Cabal, Doom. We got Doc in here. That's fine. Yeah, so Global Villain is fine in my opinion. And then we got Cosmic or Legendary. That's going to be just an awesome tag, right? So we just go Cosmic and Legendary counts. It's or Legendary. It's not Cosmic and Legendary. It's not Cosmic and Cosmic Legendary. So all Legendary characters are available. So Sus is here. Kang is here. The Annihilators are going to be here. We got some more Illuminati members. Kestrel's here. Nova's going to be here. All the legendary characters. We would have Black Cat, Green Goblin, Doc Ock. So if we need to put Purple ISO on Superior 6, at least we can also put it on their best members for the last section. That's interesting, I guess. I'll say that. That's interesting, I guess. Let's go ahead and get back to the blog because believe there's more to talk about here. All right. Nope, there's not more to talk about. Start strategizing who's worthy of your initial Purple ISO 8 level 3 upgrades, and it will provide a valuable member of your Dark Dimension squads. It's way too prescriptive, right? City Villain, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. The global sections, I'm kind of okay with that. The Cosmic Legendary, I don't care, because some of the legendary characters we're going to want to bring no matter what. Kind of tough. That's kind of tough. I really want to say this is an indicator because of how prescriptive it is that Purple ISO is not going to be locked for too long. And like, where will it eventually go? There's a new raid coming eventually, right? We've had Incursion. It's been solved for quite a long time. Common sense would say, hey, a new raid is coming soon. Maybe the next legendary team will tie to it and be one of the first sections that you got to get your way through there. We know Battle World will be coming at some point. They didn't say, like, Sword Satellite. I'm sure if the Sword Satellite comes back or Killing Tower, they'll be putting the Purple ISO in there as well. Where is it? Yeah, just events and event store. An event store is interesting, right? Leaderboard is where it's going for sure. But the question is, where does it eventually go? Mephisto. When did like pass buyers start unlocking Mephisto? The Dorks doesn't even buy all the passes. I think the Dorks bought like 2 passes at some point. I wasn't even aware about it until recently. There's a lot of people that hard focused Dark Dimension 7 that are basically done now. Pass buyers are not. So I'm wondering if this is going to be an expedited thing. Like this is supposed to be a fun chase to kind of bridge the gap before Professor X. What I really need to see here is where's Professor X? Is Professor X no longer slated for March 2025? So we got Beta Ray Bill here. Beta Ray Bill is he's a Dark Dimension goat, right? Global is still going to be the biggest issue as always, but it looks like City is going to be too. The City villain section just feels yucky. Because no legendary. If it was City villain but with legendary, I'd be like, okay, like I could bring in Green Goblin, I can bring in Doc Ock, and then if they wanted to make the cosmic legendary but no City legendary, I'd be like, all right, that's fine, right? It's kind of I don't know. Let me know how you guys are feeling about this. I feel interested in knowing what the hell is going on with Professor X. And where's Odin going to be? Odin's going to be a plug and play, which is cool, but it means no more Asgardian love that I was hoping for. It definitely means he's not the raid Mystic lead, right? He's not like Vol's probably going to get a rework for the next Mystic team anymore. So that's kind of sad. It's kind of really sad. Yeah, I'm curious why the change. Professor X was supposed to be DD8 originally. Well, they were all over the place with that. The original messaging for us was it was the Age of X. There was no Dark Dimension talk, right? But people associated that with Age of Apocalypse, and that was a disaster, so they tried to change the packaging of it, and then they said Dark Dimension 8. But I'm wondering if Professor X is just tied so heavily to Battleworld that because Battleworld got pushed, they want to have something in the interim, and they're going to push Professor X later. I'm interested. So it is APOC 2.0? No, I didn't say that. I think they pivoted away from everything that they were going to do. Or Disney said something. You think Disney would have had a word to say about it? I don't think Disney really cares. I'm super interested in why the pivot. As far as the ISO itself goes, I wonder how the big spenders are going to take this in. Because they're only getting a 6% stat jump on the crystals. The levels themselves, like 50% health is nice. The new stuff for Fortifier and Healer is super interesting. The Skirmisher focus might be needed for new characters. The extra 10% chance to do the bonus attack plus the piercing damage. I think it's like, it's in line that it's not going to break the competitiveness, which I like. But some big spenders, they like it when it breaks the competitiveness. Not everybody, but some people do, right? So I'll be super interested to see how this goes. But I'd be more interested to know what you guys think about this purple ISO that is now in the game. It's literally in the game right now. It went in the game before this blog went live, which is pretty on brand, right? 500 crystals, and then you could look at it until for a long time, unless you're going to be taking part in the milestones and stuff like that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it finds you well. Let me know how you feel about Purple ISO. Hyped, not hyped. Odin, Dark Dimension 8. Hyped, not hyped. I think there's going to be a lot of mixed feelings on this one. Look forward to the comments. Bye, guys. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.